Hi everyone, this is Bala and me again on to our third message of episode 3 of Walk with the Coach series. So I have another question for you, Bala.
Yep.
Last week with Coach Naina, you introduced the concept of cardiovascular,
Yep.
musculoskeletal
Mental
system,
strength.
mental strength.
Yep.
Thank goodness I was able to say it in one shot. But then, our training is structured such that it's going to develop our strength, right?
Yeah.
But how is it exactly done through the training?
That is right.
How is the training structured that way?
Exactly. I mean, I think it's a great question, Shilpa. Yes, to achieve these cardiovascular, musculoskeletal, mental strength improvements that this training is expected to provide, there is a method to this madness, right? So I want to say 2 points on how this training is structured. The first one is this concept of microcycle, mesocycle, and macrocycle. Now, a microcycle is, what is it? The type of training assortment that you do typically in a week. So if you think about our training, it's not as if our training is just go for a run for 3 miles, 4 miles, 5 miles, 7 miles, and that's it. That's not what our training is. Our training has a certain construct. There are certain runs built for endurance. There are certain runs built for speed. There are certain runs built for just your ability to hold your stamina for a longer period of time at speed. These are all different types of runs that are there.
That's why we need to read the instructions.
Oh, exactly, right. So the training is mixed up like that, so that for every week there is an objective for improvement, and that every week is called a microcycle. So we have a microcycle concept of executing a training, and then 3 weeks put together is a mesocycle. So we have an objective for every mesocycle, okay? And the training program is structured in such a way that a typical training program has got 3 to 4 mesocycles. So our first mesocycle, for instance, is going to start next week.
Correct.
And it's going to be for 3 weeks. So we have an objective for each different segments, the objective for each segment. So let me tell you, objective for full marathoner for first mesocycle is what? Is what? I want to test their speed endurance test. That's my objective. So if you go and look at the first mesocycle of full marathoners, you will see a lot of speed tests, because it's going to give me what is their current cardiovascular strength is for us to program their next mesocycles. Okay. Likewise, every segment has different objectives. So 3-4 mesocycles becomes one cycle. And a macro cycle is what probably you are in. 4 consecutive seasons. I mean, think about yourself, if you rewind your life 4 years ago. How were you, or 4 seasons ago? How was your cardiovascular strength then and now?
It was not good at all.
Right?
I could barely run from one post to another.
Yep.
And I was even hesitant, if I should be running at all. But then, I realized that, as I started running, run, walk, and then slowly increasing my stamina,
Yep.
I was able to run longer distances.
Absolutely. And you see that the change that happened in your sort of cardiovascular musculoskeletal strength, it didn't happen in a couple of mesocycles.
Nope.
It didn't even happen in one season. It happened now over a period of 4 seasons, right? That is a macro cycle. Okay. So, I am in a macro cycle of a 5-year macro cycle. I'm in the 4th year of my 5-year macro cycle with my coach. So that means my coach said that, I want you to go. Of course, injuries will come. There's going to be a lot of other issues that will happen in between. But my goal of a macro cycle was get to a sub 10 full marathon. That was my goal. And I started off at 14 minutes. And now I would say I am around 11 minutes, 10:45. So I still have a long distance to go. Maybe it's a 7-year macro cycle now. I can't do this in one season. No way. It's a big, huge step for me, right? Given where I am and all that stuff. That's what I mean. So a microcycle, a macrocycle, a mesocycle, and a macrocycle. I would like all of you to think about this running journey in terms of macro cycles. Because when you think about it in terms of macro cycles, there is life change. Changes in your life happens in terms of overall fitness. When you just think about mesocycles, you will just check the box on one race and that's it. When you think about microcycles only, you will never even complete a race.
Right. So you will really see the start seeing the changes when you are in a macro cycle.
I would say so.
Correct.
It should be a 2-year, 3-year cycle. Then you are on the game right now. You are playing a test match cricket and not a T20 or a one-day match. So talking of that, you asked the question how this improvement happens, right? So let me also introduce the way this program is structured in terms of what is the logic behind this program. I would like to introduce to you the concept of FIT, fit, as it nicely, sort of connotates fitness. But FIT stands for frequency, intensity, and time. So the way we structure this program is that we have a certain amount of focus on frequency. That means how often you are running, right? There is always the right amount of training. There is always overdoing training. When you overdo training, you will get injured. As they say, it's your overall sort of development, fitness, sort of training effect is a simple formula. Improvement in fitness minus increase in fatigue. Fitness increase minus fatigue increase is your training impact. That means your fitness increases by 10%, your fatigue increases by 8%, 2% is an improvement in your training impact. If your fitness increases by 10%, your fatigue increases by 12%, you are in the injury zone.
Yep.
You get injured. Simple math, very simple math. So why I'm saying this is frequency is about increasing your first part of this equation, which is improving your fitness. Okay. Interval, intensity, how fast you run, how slow you run is also a function of fitness, but you need to not overdo the intensity. When you overdo the intensity, your fatigue increases, right? So if you keep on overdoing your intensity,
Not giving enough time to recover.
that is the third part, which is T, time. So if you increase intensity, if you increase frequency and reduce time, your fatigue will increase more than the improvement in your fitness, and you will be shut down.
You'll be going downhill.
You will be going downhill. There won't be any training effect. You are just in the injury zone, and you will be in a scenario where you'll be sitting and watching others sort of run around.
It's very frustrating. I can understand that. When you're down with some injury or something going on, you're sick, and you see all the runners training and running by you. It's so frustrating.
That's exactly right. So that's what it is, guys. That fine balance of frequency, intensity, and time between workouts is what is the basis of a structured training program. And that's why you need a coach. And that's why you have these training programs. And that's why we ask you to read the instructions. And that's why we ask you to keep on top of the program. You can't miss out on 2 weeks and then say that, I can just come back and just do whatever it is. I'll do double the amount of work. You doing the double the amount of work is just increasing the intensity and reducing the time.
Putting yourself at the risk of
and you
injury.
get injured and you are done. Maybe you will do a couple of mesocycles well, but macro cycles you are toast. That is fundamentally how the training is delivered, Shilpa. And people who focus and understand this intuitively, folks who just don't overthink, literally follow the instructions to the T, will become like Shilpa. I think that's a great example. She is a great example of somebody who just follows instructions to the T. Don't overthink.
I was just afraid. I didn't want to injure myself, right?
And
I just wanted to just go by the schedule. Don't look around. Take anyone's advice. Just follow the program.
So that's what it is, guys. And thank you, Shilpa, for hosting this.
Thank you so much, Bala, for all that knowledge that you gave us today, especially for the new runners.
Yeah,
it's very important.
I was really enjoyed my
I'm so
chat.
excited that the actual season starts next week.
And any message from you to your cohort?
Just they're doing great, and all the best for the rest of the season. Yep.
Awesome, guys. Thanks a lot, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you're enjoying the training thus far. Looking forward to working with all of you and many more such interactions. Take care, guys. Good luck.
Thank you, Bala.